Greetings folks, Trooper True here. Welcome to my video blog. Brace yourselves, this will be quite a long one as I have a lot to talk about up in here. Decades ago, I was a major WWE fan. However, with my crazy work schedule, I pretty much have no time to sit down and watch WWE on television anymore. And with the current state that it's in, I'm not sure I want to now. Here is why. These past 2 years, villains have pretty much taken over on WWE and come out victorious every damn time. And I, for one, am sick of it. I know it's all scripted with storylines and all, but what's wrong with heroes coming out on top and staying there for a while? I mean, we got the Bloodline and Damage Control on SmackDown and the Judgment Day on Raw. Who in the actual fuck is next? And who exactly are in these villainous groups? Let me break it down for you. We'll start with the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa, real name Joseph Yokozuna Fatu, the designated enforcer of the Bloodline. Not much is really known about this guy except that he is the younger brother of Jay and Jimmy Uso. Although he acknowledges his direct sibling relationship with the Usos, his loyalty remains with the Bloodline's leader, and I'll get to him in a bit. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, these brothers were, at one point or another, one of the most dominant tag teams in WWE history. Here's what went wrong with them upon joining the Bloodline. Jay Uso, Joshua Samuel Fatu. This man, I dare say, felt the most apprehension about joining this villainous group. At one point or another, he almost broke away. On the 27th of May 2023, he and his brother Jimmy actually did, due to the Bloodline's leader constantly mistreating them. Then, on the 5th of August, Jay was betrayed by Jimmy just as Jay was about to win the main championship from the Bloodline's leader. After the 11th of August, Jay was on his own and was subsequently known as Main Event Jay Uso. Jimmy Uso, Jonathan Salofa Fatu, this man, I dare say, always felt the need to be a part of something regardless of intention. While Jay was motivated by loyalty to family, Jimmy was motivated by greed. On the 11th of August 2023, Jimmy explained why he cost his brother Jay the main championship. Jimmy was afraid that Jay would become just as corrupt as the Bloodline's leader upon winning the title. And ever since Jay left the group, Jimmy has been 100% loyal to the Bloodline and its leader. Paul Heyman, the Bloodline's designated special counsel / wise man. Throughout his entire career, he has been well known for managing villainous wrestlers and occasionally referring to them as Paul Heyman guys. Upon formation of the Bloodline, I initially thought all its members were the next breed of Paul Heyman guys. But as it turns out, Heyman actually serves / worships all members of the Bloodline. Roman Reigns, real name Leati Joseph Anoa'i, leader of the Bloodline and longest reigning, undisputed WWE Universal Champion of the modern era. He started out as part of a villainous trio known as The Shield with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Then at one point, The Shield actually became a group of good guys until their total disbandment in 2019. Then in 2021, while in possession of the Universal Championship, Reigns turned heel again and became power hungry, thus forming the Bloodline and was subsequently dubbed the Tribal Chief. And since winning the Universal Championship in 2020 and winning the WWE Championship in 2022, he is now known as the longest reigning, undisputed WWE Universal Champion of the modern era. And in my brutally honest opinion, it is past time that someone took it from him. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, turned traitor. For a long time, I respected this man. For a long time, I idolized this man. For a long time, I wanted to be like him. until he aligned himself with that asshole Roman Reigns and betrayed the people. And in my brutally honest opinion, this persona he is displaying right now is far worse than the personas he displayed in the past, Nation of Domination and Hollywood Rock. And to all members of the WWE Universe, I'll say it right here, right now, I totally agree with you. Rocky sucks! Now we go on to Damage Control. Bayley, real name Pamela Rose Martinez. In July 2022, this woman was the founding leader of what started as a trio, the other two members being Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Before forming Damage Control, she was very well liked and loved by every WWE fan. Then, somewhere along the way, fans lost interest in her, thus forcing her to turn heel and eventually form this group of Mean Girls. Then, after winning the Women's Royal Rumble on the 27th of January 2024, she was met with opposition from the rest of the group and eventually ousted. She would then go on to announce that she would face Io Sky, remaining member and current Women's Champion at WrestleMania 40. Dakota Kai, real name Cherie Georgina Crowley. Other than being a heel for most of her career, not much is known about this woman. I do know that she was one of Damage Control's founding members until the 9th of February 2024 when she sided with newly ousted former leader Bayley. Io Sky, real name Masami Odate. This woman went back and forth between face and heel so many times. It's hard to keep track. For most of the time that I've seen her in action, she was always a babyface. I liked her until the moment she joined Damage Control. As much as I respect her for being a fellow Mycomaniac and serving as the current WWE Women's Champion, I do not like the fact that she is in a group of Mean Girls. Kairi Sane, real name Kaori Hosako. I liked her better as a babyface. Unfortunately, it did not last long, as she formed a villainous tag team with another newly minted member who I will mention in a few seconds. From 2019 to 2023, she was wrestling for other promotions. In November of 2023, she joined Damage Control. Asuka, real name Kanako Urai. Once known as the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka was known as the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion, as she held that title for 510 days. During most of her career, she was what I like to call a hardcore babyface. However, at one point, she was part of the Mean Girls tag team known as the Kabuki Warriors with Kairi Sane. Now we fast forward to the 10th of November 2023. During a 3-on-3 tag team match, she turned against the team she was with at the time and reformed the Kabuki Warriors with Kairi Sane, thus joining Damage Control. Now, she and Kairi Sane reign together once again as WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Now we move on to the Judgment Day. Edge, real name Adam Joseph Copeland. He started this group right around WrestleMania 38 in 2022. He eventually recruited two up-and-coming superstars, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Then, after the addition of Finn Balor on the 6th of June 2022, Edge was betrayed. All remaining members of the Judgment Day turned on and brutally assaulted him, thus prompting him to turn face just weeks later, reverting back to the well-liked hardcore rated R superstar that the WWE fans knew and loved. Damian Priest, real name Luis Martinez. Not much is known about him except he always came across as a real badass. Finn Balor, real name Fergal Devitt. This is another superstar about which I know pretty much nothing, other than that he was the inaugural Universal Champion until he had to very shortly relinquish that title due to a legitimate injury, which had him sidelined for a while. Now, he and Damian Priest currently serve as WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions. J.D. McDonough, real name Jordan Devlin. This is yet another pretty much unknown superstar. Only thing I have learned that he was recommended for and recruited into the Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley, real name Demi Bennett. To be quite honest, I don't know how to feel about this woman. She too has repeatedly gone back and forth between babyface and heel, and at the present moment she serves as the WWE Women's World Champion. Dominic Mysterio, real name Dominic Oscar Gutierrez, the son of WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio, who, in my point of view, is also a traitor. It all started out at this pay-per-view event, Clash at the Castle in Cardiff, Wales on the 3rd of September 2022. After witnessing Edge and his father Rey defeat the Judgment Day in a tag team match, he immediately betrayed them by first delivering a low blow kick to Edge, then hitting his father Rey with a clothesline. Months after the betrayal that was witnessed around the world, Dominic would challenge Rey to a match at WrestleMania 39, which Rey would refuse every time, until just 2 weeks before the actual pay-per-view event, when Dominic totally disrespected his mother, thus sending Rey to his breaking point. He finally, rightly so, struck Dominic down and finally accepted his WrestleMania challenge. Dominic's challenge eventually backfired, as Rey would win that match with some help from the newly reformed Latino World Order. Now, every time Dominic tries to speak, he is met with an overwhelming chorus of boos every time. Overall, all these bad guy groups are running roughshod all over WWE, and for one, this trooper is sick of it. To borrow a quote from Joshua Perez, my second in command, where is the justice? Where is the fucking justice? Now we go on to what I refer to as MJ Predators. People who have wronged Michael Jackson in some way, shape, or form, yet have some personal issues of their own. There are 3 in particular that I need to mention. Ellen DeGeneres. She promoted the so-called documentary Leaving Neverland when it first went live on the 4th of March 2019, and was therefore quoted as saying, I am watching Oprah Winfrey interview James Safechuck and Wade Robson from Leaving Neverland on the Oprah Winfrey Network. I hope everyone watches this. Now, we Michaelmaniacs know better than to watch that shit. But at least 9 million of Ellen's followers did not hesitate to find and watch it. I would not even be surprised if those same 9 million plus followers became what I call LN sympathizers if they weren't MJ haters already. But here's her personal issue. Her daytime talk show, simply titled Ellen, was canceled in 2022 after 19 seasons. The reason? It's been said that she had been mean and nasty to everyone who worked for her, as well as the select few guests that she had on her show. Some say she joked around in ways that her people did not find funny, thus classifying her as a bully. This would lead one to wonder how her wife, Portia de Rossi, Portia Lee James DeGeneres, feels about Ellen's actions. And quite frankly, I would not be surprised if Portia chose to leave Ellen because of it. After all, you can't keep treating people like shit and not expect any repercussions afterward. Oprah Winfrey. She was invited by Michael Jackson himself for a full-on, in-depth interview so Michael could set the record straight in regard to all rumors that were spread about himself. Despite all that, Oprah was determined to find some way to get his story twisted, make Michael out to be the weird, misunderstood one, while Oprah sits pretty on her high horse. Then shortly after Michael made his journey to heaven on the 25th of June 2009, Oprah interviewed Michael's children in the home of Katherine Jackson, Michael's mother. Then we fast forward to early March 2019 when the infamous so-called documentary Leaving Neverland went live. And every MJ hater sat glued to their monitors, watched it from start to finish, and became LN sympathizers. And Michael wasn't the only celebrity whose story was twisted by Oprah to boost her own fame. She has also done this to comedic actress Monique, who herself had unspeakable family problems growing up. Now, for Oprah's personal issues. Despite having been with Stedman Graham since 1986, they are still not married. Additionally, he has not been seen in the public since the early 2000s. She was once known as the queen of all media, thus practically giving her carte blanche rights to trash any celebrity she wanted in the hopes of boosting her own fame. This bit reminded me of Howard Stern. He once called himself the king of all media, then subsequently made fun of our beloved Michael. She claims to be an advocate for women, yet she has a friendly connection to Harvey Weinstein, former film producer turned convicted sex offender. Ignoring those facts, she is always ready to trash the reputation of any and every celebrity who is more respectable than herself. In addition, she is instantly ready to defend an actual douchebag regardless of how wrong he is. Jermaine Jackson, Michael's older brother, forever jealous of all the attention Michael was getting, always finding some way to steal the spotlight from him. Now, every Michael maniac knows he had vitiligo, a skin disorder which causes the human skin to lose all pigment. Despite all that, Jermaine created a song entitled Word to the Bad, which included lyrics that would accuse Michael of bleaching his skin, which never happened, jackass. Vitiligo made his skin light. Now for Jermaine's personal issues. Jermaine was and is a real ladies' man, a smooth talker. He has been married 3 times and has had 1 serious relationship. Hazel Gordy. Jermaine married the daughter of Berry Gordy Jr. on the day I was born, the 15th of December 1973. They stayed married until sometime in 1988. During their marriage, they had 3 children. Margaret Maldonado. Jermaine cheated on Hazel Gordy to have a relationship with this woman sometime in 1986, but it would end in 1993. As a result of this relationship, they had 2 children. Alejandra Loaiza. This woman was already in a relationship with younger brother Randy until Jermaine stole her away and married her and had 2 sons with her. They were married from 1995 to 2003. Halima Rashid. Jermaine met this woman while waiting in line at Starbucks. At that moment, Jermaine converted to Islam, but it is unknown if he still practices this religion. They were married from 2004 to 2016. On the 27th of December 2023, a lawsuit was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court by a woman who alleged that Jackson sexually assaulted her after forcing herself in her home. On the 27th of December 2023, a lawsuit was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court by a woman who alleged that Jackson sexually assaulted her after forcing himself into her home in 1988. The woman, identified as Rita Barrett, also alleged that Motown Records owner Berry Gordy assisted in covering up the abuse. Now, we Michael maniacs know all the personal issues that Michael had, but I dare say they all pale in comparison to all the troubles that Jermaine has. Michael's spirit was always gentle and loving. Ellen DeGeneres promoted being kind to one another, yet her alleged demeanor behind closed doors told a completely different story. Oprah Winfrey is a snake. She apparently has no qualms about trashing the reputations of others just to boost her own fame. And finally, Michael's brother Jermaine was always a charmer. So much, in fact, to the point of stealing a girlfriend from younger brother Randy and marrying her. Damn, talk about betrayal within the family. So basically, who do I support? Michael Jackson? Yes. Ellen DeGeneres? No. Oprah Winfrey? Hell no. Michael's brother Jermaine? Absolutely not. Personally, I feel like I have a spiritual connection with Michael Jackson. I don't know how or why that is. I just feel like I do. That's why any negative thing that is spewed about him, including false accusations about him, causes me to react very emotionally. So, God bless the soul of Michael Jackson. And to Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah Winfrey, and Jermaine Jackson, may all the gods have pity on you. Because this trooper, and dare I say all Michael maniacs, will not. Michael Jackson, this is for you. Nothing and nobody will ever turn me against you. God bless you, and may your soul rest in eternal peace. And to the three that I mentioned and all other MJ haters out there, this is for you. This is it for now. I hope you all found this video blog informative and entertaining. This is your friendly neighborhood Trooper True signing off. See you next time, and God bless. Goodbye for now.